an amazing panel made up of some of the members of the Ujima Collective. Yes, give it up. We have Ms. Nima Pickett, who serves as the liaison for Mayor Tim Keller, running the Office of Black Community Engagement. She is also a longtime business owner who founded Kamira, did I say it right? Kamaria, thank you, Creations Wellness Retreat, aiming to provide supportive services or supportive spaces for Black individuals through various healing modalities. Her exceptional contributions earned her a National Business Advisor of the Year award from the Association Women's Business Centers. Yes, give it up. And SBA's 2023 Business Center of the Year award. Additionally, Nima was selected as the W.K. Kellogg Foundation Community Leader Fellow, serving through 2025. Give it up for Ms. Nima Pickett. Next we have Kenneth Winfrey. He is a licensed clinical social worker and the co-founder and CEO of Umoja Behavioral Health PC in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He earned his Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology from the University of Missouri at St. Louis, and later obtained a Master's in Social Work from New Mexico State University. Now, I didn't check this bio with him first, so I hope I got it all right. In 2018, Kenneth established Umoja Behavioral Health PC, integrating comedic yoga and belief systems analysis into therapeutic practices. This holistic approach addresses mental health through cultural and spiritual frameworks, offering services to individuals, couples, and families. Kenneth is also the author of From Mind to Matter, a book that explores the transformative power of unifying holistic health practices, transpersonal psychology, and ancient wisdom to foster personal and collective wellness. Help us welcome Mr. Ken Winfrey. And I just have to say, Ken taught me that yoga is not just, it's Black people thing. I thought yoga was the white people thing. And he showed, I knew, we worked together back when I was at UNM Hospital, and we were bringing Black history to UNM Hospital, and he brought the world-renowned African comedic yogi to teach us about, and he taught us about the hieroglyphics and the poses that were us, Black folks in Egypt doing these poses. Changed my life, y'all. I'm telling you, sorry. I just had to throw that in there because I just love me some Ken Winfrey. All right, next up we have Dr. Emmanuel. He's a distinguished linguist and speech and hearing scientist specializing in African Sign Languages. He earned his bachelor's and master's degrees in linguistics and Igbo studies, followed by a PhD in linguistics and communications from the University of Port Harcourt, Nigeria. He has held academic positions at University of New Mexico, serving as a research scholar in Africana Studies Department and the Linguistics Department. His research interests encompass sign language and documentation, sign language linguistics, speech and hearing sciences, and communication disorders in Africa. He is also an author, I found in my research, of Nature's All, Note from an African Village Boy, a collection of 51 poems reflecting his childhood experiences and themes such as love, life, and human design. Welcome, Dr. Emmanuel. All right. Next up, we have Dr. Calvin Ward, a retired USA veteran, former Intel manager, health consultant, and the owner of Concierge Health and Wellness Massage Spa, located in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Dr. Ward is a dynamic public speaker, personal trainer, and multifaceted professional dedicated to empowering individuals to achieve their best selves. He holds a doctorate in theology, Master of Science in Healthcare Administration, and a master's in metaphysical sciences, among other credentials. His diverse academic background allows him to emerge deep spiritual insights with practical healthcare experiences and expertise, inspiring audiences across various fields. Give it up for Dr. Ward. And last and certainly not least, Ms. Sandra Williams is a member of the Ujima Collective. And you know, Ms. Williams, I want you to introduce yourself to the group because you have an amazing story. Would you please introduce yourself to the group? You do. I couldn't do justice.
Hi, my name is Sandra Williams. I'm a transplant from Boston. I moved to Albuquerque in 2008. I'm the owner of Hidden Wisdom Coaching. Hidden Wisdom Coaching is a transpersonal business. We believe in change through language. Language tends to lock us into our issues. Language can unlock us from our issues. I've been in the behavioral health field since 20. And in the behavioral health field, I work with people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The age range that I've worked from is from age 4 up to 82. I am the proud mother of 4 children, and when someone names my children, I can say, yeah, that's me. I don't go, you know, so I'm very proud of my children. I've been a teacher. I'm a closet geek, engineering and physics. Let me see, what else can I tell you about me? I'm just proud to be here. I love Albuquerque, and people have asked me, will I go back to Boston? I go, heck no, too much snow. So,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Wonderful. Give it up for our panel. All right, so we're going to go to Ms. Nima first to tell us a little bit about the Ujima Collective and your vision for this program.
Absolutely. Is this mic? Testing. Yeah. Now we got mic. Mic check 1 2 1 2. All right. So I have to handle a little bit of village business, and first ask for permission from our elders in the room, anyone over 46 years of age, to give us permission to begin this panel. All right. Thank you. I'll say to that. And for our introductions, we're going to run real quick, and then I'll be able to answer that question. Because one of the principles of the Ujima Collective is that we have village agreements. One of them is that we evolve language. You'll hear more about that in this conversation that we're having together. So I'll greet you with a Bargani. Gina Languni ni ima Kamaria Hanifa Pickett. Na wat lashia idara ya ushakariani. Wajani ya watu wese katika ofisi zetu hapi jimini Albuquerque. Asante na uharia mwezi wa historia noase. And what I just said was that I greeted you and that I represent the Office of Black Community Engagement here in the city of Albuquerque. And thank you for being present with all of us today. And happy Black History Month. So that is in Swahili and in English. And the next greeting you'll hear is in Zulu. And Zulu, we would say, Sawubona. Sawubona is the deepest form of looking into all of you with a greeting. It's like seeing you to your bones, to your heart, to your spirit and your soul, and everything that you represent in time and history and transcendence in the past, present, and future of who you are. And the village always responds with Yebo Sawubona, which is likewise, I reciprocate and see you too. And in a place such as New Mexico, where we are constantly battling the tri-cultural narrative, and re-engaging environments and saying we have belongingness is so important to be seen. So I will say Sawubona, and you all will respond with Yebo Sawubona. Let's try that one time. Sawubona! Sawubona! I can't hear it. Sawubona! All right, we've got a village consensus. So I will pass the next introduction to Mr. Winfrey.
Well, we already did introductions, but if you could just cover the question.
Yes.
Can you tell us about your, what the collective is and your vision for the program?
Sure thing. So the collective, Ujima Collective, has been in operation for 14 weeks. I was going to say 14 months. It feels like years together. And so our application process was basically centering businesses who were looking to learn about indigenous culture, about their backgrounds, and centering into language, being Swahili. So Chinua Achebe says that language is the carrier of culture, and we believe that very firmly, that if our business owners are more welcoming for the immigrant community, our refugee communities, that when you have someone say to you, just a greeting, a baragani, you know, that it is important to welcome in these ways, or tell the time that you need to arrive for a shift in your own language, and that we have to be our stewards of Black-owned companies in New Mexico to be able to be that welcome place. Strong belief that you can't just say we're going to give training and technical assistance, but that our business owners need support with having infusion of capital. And so we made sure that there was capital infusion, as well as the business development training courses and the language piece with having instruction in Swahili.
Thank you. That's amazing. So I want to go to each of the collective members next. And what made you apply and commit to this program? Because it's a 16-week program, is that correct?
Actually, by the time we finish it, we'll have been 8 months together in June. Yeah.
Awesome.
What made me apply was that I could tell by the way that it was introduced to me that it would allow me to apply Afrocentric principles in business, which we already do. We use the 7 principles of Kwanzaa as a management philosophy at our agency. So seeing the word, seeing the term Ujima let me know that this might be an affirming way to do that with other members of the community, and to also welcome and be in community with Black members of our community who come from other places.
Any question?
Can you hear me? I applied for the program because I wanted to better myself, give myself a heads up as an entrepreneur. As a people, we've always been entrepreneurial. But in order to compete in a local and a global market, we have to use the strategies. We have to know the marketing. We have to know our market. We have to know where our money's going. We have to know where our money's coming from. I applied because those principles are endearing to me, but to do it among my peers, to do it among people that look like me was a bonus.
Yeah. So what made me apply for the program is I saw an opportunity that I believed was never there. It wasn't long that I started my business, Omenka App LLC. That was my second business anyway. Third business. My first and second business, where I started in 2022. One is not very functional, the other is functional. But I never had an opportunity as such that the Ujima Collective is presenting. So as soon as I heard about the program, I said, wow. They would say, yeah, it is. And I believed that program was going to be a great opportunity for me to get personal trainings as a business owner in Albuquerque, New Mexico, to know a whole lot that I never knew. And I can tell you, it is.
And hope I don't sound rehearsed, but I did write my answer down. But what made me join and commit to this program was the opportunity to learn how to better build a business and to fellowship with other Black business owners and to pick up some new technical and professional skills that I can not only apply just to business, but in everyday life. It afforded me the opportunity to fellowship with other African-American individuals and African-American peers and business owners. Being around the world in my field, I'm usually either the only one like me in the room, or there are very few and far between. So I look forward to that opportunity in this game.
Wonderful, thank you. So I wanted to talk a little bit about, just to dig a little bit more into the program, what specific training or technical assistance have you received that has helped your business? Anyone who wants to go first?
I think that for me, because I think Umoja might have been one of the older businesses in the room, a lot of affirmation though. Because a lot of what we do in business, we have to make a lot of decisions alone, or in a vacuum, or in the moment. And so being able to kind of go back through and revisit some of those basic business principles after being in business for a while and being, for lack of a better word, traumatized into forgetting some of the original intentions and habits that I've set into business with. It was really good to go back and get a refresher and feel what it feels like to be supported as a student again. I thought that there was a lot for us to absorb, and we kept joking that it was like a mini international MBA, and that is not that's not a downside to it at all. In fact, I just felt and feel so full with all of the content and all that I can draw off of it, and so in that way, it's more of a mention of the quality of the experience, the great opportunity it is, even for somebody who's been in business for a while. Since what, 2000, somewhere around there.
Anyone else want to share?
I would say that Ujima Collective brings it all for me. Like I said, started my first and the second business, never had the opportunity of learning the things that I'm currently learning from Ujima Collective. I will say there's no counting them, but there's a few I can mention. First of all, I have learned from the collective how to prepare my business plan. That is the fundamental thing. Every business is supposed to know how to do. It is not as if I learned it by, oh, this is fun. No, this is like we are stretched. Like we are stretched to do it. Yeah, Miss Brenda Marley can say So, but you find out that you are stretched to do the fundamental thing that you need for your business to grow. And that's a lot for me. And I also learned, funnily, I never heard about land acknowledgement. I didn't go to school here except in my postdoc with UNM. I never came across that language. But it is a very, very intriguing aspect of connection for the community. And as a business owner, I should know now how to connect with my community, knowing who my customers are, knowing how to respect the land upon which I stand, knowing how to connect my success to my ancestors, to my roots. And beautifully, my business talks about language and culture preservation, leading people to back to their roots to identify who they are, knowing that our history and culture are not supposed to be extinguished. That means a whole lot to me and my business. So Ujima Collective and no other place have I learned that. I have learned how to write my racial equity action. I didn't know what it meant. I can teach that in the university now.
So some of the training that I received that's helped me in my business includes financial organization, such as like profit and loss statements, more in-depth explanation, strategic business planning, like planning, forecasting, back planning, and pitch deck creation. That was a huge portion because you have a business, you create a business plan, and then no one tells you need to have a strategic business plan. It is a living document. The more you learn, you need to go back to it and adjust it so it can match the goals of your business. And also strategic marketing and demographic analysis, right? You got psychographics, you got to know who is buying your product, who you're marketing to, and you have to know them intimately so you can design your marketing in conjunction with your business plan to reach your audience. So those are some skills that I've gotten so far. And also, I think Neema mentioned the financial assistance. There was a financial component to this, and when it came, I had to strategically use that because we talk about, hey, I need financing for my business, and then when you get it, what do you do with it? So we have to be fiscally responsible, and I use that for logistics and operations to knock out bills that I don't have to pay for the next fiscal year. So that's how I use some of the resources and information that we've gotten so far.
I love seeing Nima. She looks like a proud mama over there. You see her beaming? It's beautiful.
I have one comment on that. We have a village principle, which Ujima Collective developed their own principles, which is we step up to step back, and I'm always pushing them, like, okay, you can get this, you can do this, you got it, so that I can step back. And I said, you know, if they were like, if you have to get to the Capitol and do this bill today before this ends, I'm like, you're prepared. You stepped up so I can step back and like you shine. But just to hear that, it is so touching and phenomenal to be able to say, and I do mean this from the bottom of my heart, that 19 Black-owned companies are able to learn together, to grow together, to evolve together, to fight together, and to come back and nourish one another has been one of the most beautiful experiences of my entire life. And so to even have been given the opportunity to lead this collective and to see the milestones that they've accomplished, and then to even hear it, that the work, you know, is so good in their hands, where I can get out of the way and they can take this and lead. That's really what leadership is all about, is preparing folks so that they can take the reins and be successful. So, touched my heart for sure.
Awesome.
For me, the technical skills that I learned, the documentation, the financial management, and I call it all the back end things that people never see when they're dealing with you as an entrepreneur. The quote that keeps running through my head is, if you build it, they will come. That's a fallacy. If you build it right, if you build it solid, if you build it heart-centered, they will come, they will stay, they will thrive, and so will you. That's what Ujima Collective has taught me. And Ujima means collective work and responsibility. So we as a group, just like Ms. Brenda said, we struggle together, we stretch together, we're responsible to each other, but we're also responsible to ourselves in the community we serve.
Beautiful. And that's a perfect segue to our next question. Tell us a little bit about how the collective works together and what it is meant to be a part of this type of a collective.
Yeah, there are collaboratives within the collective. So there's a group of us who specialize in beauty, and it's more than just beauty. It's beauty and aesthetics, right, and wellness, right? And then there's a collaborative of healthcare providers such as myself, Dr. Ward, and Dr. Parker. Yeah, some of the folks in the room. And so, you know, and again, a lot of us have created our businesses in a very isolated way, as being entrepreneurs in a place like New Mexico, and being entrepreneurs in general can be very isolated. And so being able to sit across the table with each other and talk with each other without competitiveness, but more so with each other's well-being in mind. I don't know that that's just readily experienced everywhere. Even though I've been a member of more than one chamber of commerce, for example, I don't know that I've felt that same kind of, hey, we're all here to support each other and learn from each other. That has been different. It's been nice to say some things out loud to someone, things that have only been in my head or on paper, in my computer screen. So that's been a really great experience of working together with one. Just being present with one another is, I think, 80% of the 100% of the gift it is to have folks around. Just being present, listening.
For me, working with the collective, it helped me defy the stereotype, because we as people of color are taught we can't get along with each other. We can't work with each other. That won't work. We just argue and fight. That is not true. Working with the collective, we understand that we are family. We can work together. That who we are is not a barrier, it's a door. and we all walk through that door together. So the collective has been amazing for me. The collective is like, on one part, going home from Thanksgiving and everybody's there, not the crazy part, but everybody's there, everybody sits down, we're warm and inviting, we can share our ideas. That's what the collective has done for me. And as I pass on information about the collective and work more collaboratively, that resounds through the community, it resounds through my family, it resounds now through whoever I'm around. So the collective is now an integral part of me. I understand what working collectively and collaboratively means.
I want to speak to the external collaboration that the collective brings, and that comes from the people that come to speak to us. And the collective makes it in a way that we have access to these personnel, some of whom come from the city, the state, some of whom are successful entrepreneurs who are more knowledgeable than us in the system, and they come to speak to us, and then we are encouraged to go back to them, to schedule an appointment with them, to go find out what we can do for them or for the city, or what we can do with our business for our community and all of that. So that is a huge aspect of what the collective does. Another thing I also want to point out is the timeliness of everything that we do. We are disciplined and meant to be disciplined, because we know that if we do not really get that disciplinary aspect of it, whereby you need to put this down and send it in so time, it then means you are not able to take care of your business. So that is also a huge part for me, to know that I need to turn this in. I need to reply in the email to say, hey, I'm available or not. Or, that's also a huge factor that sometimes we neglect. I do not like it. I come from a society, a culture where people respond, people reply. In fact, in Nigeria, we don't text people as much as we do call. If I want to talk to you, I pick up a phone and call you. I don't care whether you are in the office. And you answer me. And that is because I need response quickly. So when I came here, I would write email a week, no response. They were like, this guy snub people. I didn't like it. So at some point I started blending, started ignoring people's emails. When I came back to the village, I said, I'm grateful. People in the village, they value when and how you reply to emails. Knowing that as a business owner, it is important for you to do what? Reply to emails. I may not call you as much as I would have called someone in Nigeria. At least I will text you and then write emails, and I expect a reply within a specific time limit, and that is one of the things we have also been taught.
We need to bring that from Nigeria. I hate email. I'm sorry. I get about 600 to 800 a day. I am not. Sorry. I'm not at my desk all day to answer your email. So just call me. We need to normalize some stuff from Africa here, because America, no. We got it wrong. Nigeria has it right. Just call me. Sorry.
I was in the military, I did operations. So when I retired, I don't want to sit at my computer and open emails all day. So it's a habit. I'm like, people communicate by email. So take your behind to your computer, set aside some time, and even I prefer a text versus a call, but you gotta learn it. You gotta learn it. Let me go here. So the collective, how we work together, how it feels to be part of a collective like this. So I put here, we work together. We currently come together twice a month. I believe in the beginning, was it once a week, or was it still twice? It was once a week. It was twice a week. Oh yes, it was twice a week for a few months, and then now we're just going twice a month for the next few months. And we pick up technical and professional business skills in tandem with the Ascent program. I believe it's a program with the SBA that they have. And so we have a facilitator with that, and Naima is the facilitator, and she brings in experts from the community to help facilitate those courses as well. We fellowship with one another over food. We assist, which is another cultural experience, right? In and of itself, because we got Ethiopian food, people bring in dishes, you get to experience that culture within the culture, so to speak. And then we assist one another with business problems or issues, and we continue to network in the community by supporting the community and cultural events. And the last thing I will say on that, this has also affected other people in the community, whether they are white, black, yellow, blue, or green. Me and my business, I'm a luxury massage therapist, but I block an hour before and after every client. When I finish with clients, they get to pluck my head for fitness, all my credentials, they get to pluck my head and I give them information. And so some of the information here from business, I do a lot of people at Sandia or Intel, people are retiring and they're going into business. I'm able to share some of the same skills that I learned here in this cohort with them, and they're able to use that information no matter what ethnicity they are, and they're able to apply it in starting their own business or doing what they're doing, post-corporate environment in retirement.
Awesome. It's an African proverb, right? Each one, teach one. That's what I hear in this. Each one, teach one. Well, wonderful. We're going to take, we could talk all day about this. I know I could. Hearing this is really awesome, and congratulations to all of you. Congratulations, Nima, for an amazing program. And any questions from our audience?
I got a question.
Yes, please.
So,
Do you need the mic?
no, I don't need the mic.
I like it.
As far as, so if you wanted to join, like how would you go about doing that?
Who wants to apply for the next cohort? Raise your hands. I'm just curious. Look at that. Look at that. Maybe we need some funding.
Yeah.
Those funders in the room.
Funding is always very important, right? So if you would like to have interest in the next cohort that is being developed, stop by our OEI table. There's a registration table there, and leave your information, and then we'll follow up with next steps with you.
You do it online?
Stop by the table and leave your email there, and we'll be able to get in touch with you about developmental details for the next cohort. This class is going to graduate on June 16th at the Albuquerque Museum, and I will invite everybody here to be a part of this really grand celebration. We're going to have African acrobats and drumming, and you will hear all of their pitches, all of the incredible work they're doing in community and all of those things. You'll be able to circulate your dollars and all of that. So June 16th, just save the date.
Please, Dr. Ward.
I just wanted to say one more thing too that the cohort made me realize, because I see Sarah in the back. How you doing, Sarah? Don't mean to put you on the spot, but it made me realize some of the other resources, right, that we did not use that are available for us to use.
Outside.
Since I've been in here, and then Mr. Ken Jackson, I don't know where he is, he's running around here somewhere, same way. There are other resources, so because of this cohort, I felt like I had a kick in the behind, and I'm going to be signing up for more classes with Wes, and then I've already signed up with some with Ken. I've hit up the VBOC. I've been signing up for more training so that I can continue to grow, so I can continue to help other people. But that was another benefit of being, a part of the cohort.
Yes, so make
Didn't want to
sure.
bust y'all out.
Yes, but make sure those resources are outside, all of those tables. So make sure you take advantage of those. And don't be afraid, you can go to every single organization and get the resources. It's not like, oh, I went to SBA, I can't go to MBDA. No, I went to the chamber, I can't go to the other chamber. Do it. Go to every single resource that's available, because there is not a rule that says you can only do one. So use them all.
Good.
Any other questions? Yes, please.
I have a question. It's really more about the city. How do you think that the city is benefiting from having these black businesses together?
Like all mics lead to Neema. I believe that the huge benefit is for our departments to be able to see this reflection, and also that they're able to pull from a wealth, because so many times it's like, oh, you're the only one who does X, Y, and Z. You're the only one who can do business development and training or racial equity, or, it opens up huge opportunities to be able to contract, because, we need to have those numbers increase. Mayor Keller will make these jokes about, like, when I first got here, we had like 3 contractors, and ultimately, that has expanded exponentially. And so the more that you show up, and I can't say this enough, it's like go to every floor, make the appointments, give your proposals. You know, if it's not available in one department, they're going to know who to go and see in another place. And so consistency matters, you know, coming out and being a part of programming and on the plaza and parts of Juneteenth and all of these opportunities to be able to showcase what you do, because procurement is going, oh yeah, now when you call, oh, I remember you, Mr. Winfrey, you were at, okay, and we have something available for you. The other side of it is that, and this is a principle that through my work with the Kellogg Foundation is really instilled, that we are here to serve and to help develop you. So if you don't make the call, if you don't present something, then how can someone help you and assist to get you to the next level? It doesn't have to be perfect to be perfect. It's perfect for the moment and the opportunity, and there are people in place to be able to teach you and lead you on the next steps in that path. So I would definitely say that exposure, you know, and having those opportunities and knowing where to go, and then the veil is pulled back and you're fearless in it. It's like, I'll be on floor number 11. I'm like, okay, you got it. I don't need you to come me. I'm like, okay, all right, good.
The 11th floor is the mayor's floor, by the way, just so you know.
Oh.
Yes, real quick. And then I think I would just add to what your question is, this helps with anti-blackness that exists at the city. Like, I mean, it's deep. It's deep. The anti-blackness that exists in this state. The exposure to blackness for everybody else is critical. We have to normalize blackness for people so it's not such an other in the world. I see a baby's hand back there. He was raising his hand like, yes. I love it. I love when we have kids in this space too, because they get it. He's like, yeah, right? Because we have to normalize that. That's why these programs are so important. That's why positions that Neema's in are so important, because it normalizes us for everybody else. So we're not such an other type of thing. And yeah, Dr. Warren, then we'll go to your question.
And I just wanted to add to that too. I think that, and it's kind of what you said, it's the human dimension. You know, in the corporate world, they go around the psychological safety, right? So the more people get exposure to something, it helps them, like you said, normalize, right? So our leadership, I'm a veteran. People are afraid at my leadership skill and how I approach a situation. However, like you said, you're from Africa, how he leads is different from how I lead. But both leadership styles are necessary, and it helps people to see the colors of blackness. We all have melanin, but we don't all act the same. We are not the same. We don't talk the same. There are different shades, and so the more we are vibrant and we are present, and we can tell people, you know, I see you, you see me, and we walk in that, it allows people to be okay with asking us questions and learning. People shouldn't be afraid to ask questions and say, hey, I want to learn about you. And we cannot make white people, our Caucasian brothers and sisters, yellow, red, blue, whoever, feel bad about trying to learn about us. It's okay if you ask a question. We have to be comfortable with that aspect too, with the human dimension, while we're trying to change the culture, get integrated, and allow people to see the different shades of who we are, men and women, black female leadership, you know what I'm saying? You know, black male leadership, so they're not afraid or they're not falling into any stereotypes. And some people just don't know. Let people learn and don't be afraid to be.
Just don't touch her hair. Come on now. You have a question?
Neema, are you looking for presenters for your program? I'm asking that question because I actually teach an entrepreneur class online, and I do a spiritual discernment and leading in discernment as a business owner and a leader. And so I'm open to that if that's a possibility. So are you looking for presenters?
Right. Okay. Yes, and. Yes, and is that phase one was really about making sure that we concentrated on the business development aspects and components and all the things that they alliterated earlier, and presenters coming in. Phase two is about how this collective pours into one another how they learn to resolve and problem solve for their own companies and their employees and teams, and how they move forward together. So at this point, we aren't bringing in new presenters before they graduate in June, but there will be plenty of opportunity for the next cohort. So thank you, and anyone who would like to be a presenter, stop by our table and leave your input. What I said.
Awesome. So we're gonna wrap up the panel because Ms. Nima and the team has to get to Santa Fe. You want to tell them what you're doing in Santa Fe? Just because we gotta plug that, because we got some things.
Oh my God, I've been dying this whole time to tell you what we're doing in Santa Fe.
Please.
Even though Counselor Rogers, like everywhere I go, I'll be like heels behind or something, and they're like, she told us about House Bill 281, and I'm like, the foundation is laid. Well, let's sweeten the pot.
Have to support each other.
That's right. That's what we do. It's like tag team, back again. Okay. And yes, we have a little time because we have to be there at 3:30, just for everybody who is anxiously awaiting us getting to the Capitol. The time got pushed. Okay. So many moons ago, I was in my youth, and I had to attend cosmetology school. Grew up in a community in Altadena, California, where braiding was a part of everyone's culture. And coming to New Mexico, this is the abbreviated version, but you're told, oh, you have to get this licensure to be able to practice. And so, yes, I did. And I forgot who shouted out CNM all morning. I love CNM. Back when it was TVI, I was there. First class that graduated in cosmetology. But anyhow, I used to fight with Mr. John Stahl, who was the director of the program. And he would be like, Miss Pickett, if you want to have all of everybody stirred up, you're gonna have to go to the Capitol and change the law. Because I was constantly like, chemicals are bad for the environment, and it's bad for our brains, and it's causing fibroids for Black women, and this and that, and so stop teaching people to be putting all this toxicity into the environment. And so he was like, that's where you're gonna have to go. So the path would take 26 years before I would actually get to the Capitol, learn all the things that we have to learn. I have the honor of being able to lead our Black Policy Institute, which is recognized federally for the first time in New Mexico history that we are influencing national policy. Raise your hand if you're a part of that collective. Yep. Yay. Okay. And so we're doing that work. And so our very first policy that we wanted to introduce was for the natural hair braiders and natural hair stylists, locticians, and so forth to be exempt from barbering and cosmetology in the state of New Mexico. We would be the 36th state to pass that legislation, and that will allow for no more fines, no more shutdowns, but that our communities can actually open their companies and go through all of these things to be able to be strong business owners and bring economy into their own homes, into our communities, and also build wealth. Because if you can't actually show the documentation, I've been in business, I generate this much income, now I can buy the house, now I can buy the car, now I can go and own the strip mall, then you're being blocked by yet another barrier. So decades of this injustice need to be corrected. So House Bill 281, call your legislative representatives, those lawmakers, email them, flood them, and say we need this bill to pass this year. Okay, so we're gonna head out to the hearing.
Yes.
Which is in like 2 seconds. And thank you for letting me share that.
Absolutely, it's huge. And I don't think you guys get how big this is. What this means is that right now, if you want to have a braiding operation, like a business to braid hair, right? You're not doing anything else, you're braiding hair, right? You have to go to cosmetology school to legally open a business in New Mexico for that. But in cosmetology school, do they teach braiding?
No.
No. Do they teach black hair, natural hair care? No. So what do we got to go to their school for to teach what we know how to do for ourselves?
Exactly.
Right? And that's what this legislation will do. It will mean when I take my daughter to get braided, she don't got to go to someone's house in the apartment around the corner and down the street in secret and hiding to get her hair braided. It's deep. It's serious. So please, Go to the legislation, go just Google state legislature, type in your address, find who your rep is, their contact information is there, email, call them. I'm telling you it works. If we flood them halls with us, and that's what this team is doing, they will listen. And they're gonna get this done.
So, and before we run out of time completely, we're wondering if everybody from the Ujima Collective could stand up. Because
Yes,
the room
other
is
members.
full of us. Yes, the room is full of us.
Thank you all so much. You have more?
Nope, that's
Okay,
it. I just
awesome.
wanted to acknowledge my fellow folk.
Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause as they go out to change the world.